wasn't against the Diamondbacks.
You were against the Diamondbacks in general.
I was.
Clemmer. That's
No,
what you
that-
were. You were against them.
I'm not saying I
It
wasn't.
was going to be a sweep.
I thought so. I was wrong.
Pick Central on a Thursday. Joined by full room here. Dukes back behind the glass. Meek, Phil, Jason hanging out in the corner. Jason, you got a pick? Pick right now. You don't got a pick.
Jason got one.
All right, one by the end of the day. Marty, Ev, myself, Clemmer, and Smitty. Dukes, did you send me those texts?
Yes, I emailed them.
Got it. Pull it up right now. All right. Brought to you by our friends at Cars.com. Cars.com is the leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars. Wherever life takes you next and whoever you're looking to be, there's a car for that on Cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added daily to Cars.com. Shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Find your next possibility on Cars.com. Where to next? Tonight's Thursday. Well, where do you guys want to start?
Well, first, let's do a couple plugs.
Okay.
Rico's gonna have a video coming out soon for our basketball thing. Big Evan Clemmer and myself and Francis' show comes out today at 1. It was a very. Let me tell you, as a person that was there, Clemmer versus Big Ev was must watch. Very, very.
I think
fun.
we somehow became the main event.
No.
we were the undercard.
I don't know how that happened, but
We were the undercard, and we became like the must-watch.
Well, I'll be honest. Not spoiling it. Me and Francis we're kind of just like, all right, we're not bad at these things, and you guys are fantastic together. It came very heated. I'll say this: the PK is must watch.
Honestly, the one
Big Ev is on the floor at one point. That's a teaser.
honestly the one thing I will say is it's watching us and then them do the same activities. It was like two different species.
it really was.
Wait till you
Honestly,
watch.
Wait till you watch like how far me and Clemmer can throw a football, and then how far like they can.
It's
throw a
really like
football.
three different species. You know, Ev, me, and then Francis and
The
Marty.
PK's like after your guys, and then when Francis's first kick, I go, "What the fuck's going on?"
So you look like a different like animals
Yes.
doing these activities.
So go watch the and round ball starts up again today. That Rico, you're gonna be joining one time, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hunter Dickinson and Ryan Young also on it. All right.
There you go, Marty.
And basketball team undefeated.
Oh my God, our basketball team is. I'm so proud of my guys.
Yeah, so
So happy.
I thought I was a big playoff addition because I did sign up from the get-go, and then I got fucked on Wednesday nights. Am I now out?
No,
Will I screw up the chemistry?
I think that it's like we'll see. Maybe we have to do a workout.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a team's not going to just sign someone.
No.
Oh, hold on.
The
I
bench.
did sign preseason.
Did you pay?
No, because then the games were all Wednesday. So we can work this back. Well, then, but once he told me I was going to miss 8 games.
No, I understand. I don't blame you at all.
We'll retroactive.
I could also.
buy the beers. We'll
I could
figure
see
it
you
out.
being a season 2 edition.
I don't like that.
Why?
I'd like to win and then come back. No.
No.
I mean,
I'm the coach.
You really had a fucking clipboard with nothing on it?
Yeah, I don't.
You didn't even like doodle?
What? No, I don't. I don't doodle during the games. The games are serious. I don't sit down for a second.
Would you listen to if he tells you to come out of the game? Would you listen to him?
Yeah. Not
good
good.
because we all listen.
The other thing is the guys going in. Like, what am I gonna do? Make hubs in like?
That's exactly right.
People make,
Oh, yeah, we
Waving
listen.
them off. He's
Clemmer-
like,
fuck you. Like, come on.
Clemmer does any. I'm just telling you, he's a very serious coach. He said he'll bench you if you foul below the basket, like before, like after you shoot and miss and you foul, benched.
dumb foul, 90 feet away from the hoop, bad foul.
A bad
Exactly
foul.
right,
Yeah,
Ev.
that makes
Bad
sense.
foul.
So
Do you, as a coach, do you foul up too?
Actually, no, he doesn't because I
Three. You don't foul up
I
two.
told him to do that and he said don't do that.
We sort out Smitty's, Mike.
But Smitty, go.
I absolutely respect all of you respecting the shit out of Clemmer. When we did this in 2016 and Nate was the head coach, he had no shot.
Yeah.
He had no chance. I think Caleb wanted to punt him at one point.
He did say because also he's probably doing bits and shit too.
I don't think so.
Really? I don't know.
Well, he showed up. Nate showed up like 20 minutes late to the first game.
Done.
And I was like, okay.
Clemmer has earned our respect. I said I will take you seriously if you take this seriously.
But it was tough because Nate actually tried, and some of us tried to listen to him, and then like Dave was there just like making fun of him. So there goes all the respect.
That's tough.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I can't speak to that.
Dave
at all,
showed
but-
up to the basketball games?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Dave going to a basketball game is
Oh, it was.
Wild.
that would
yeah.
never happen now. Imagine Dave coming to
That would
a
be
game.
incredible.
This was 2016, so there were what, 12 of us?
I think that we're gonna. Oh yeah, I think that we're gonna playoffs. We're gonna try and pack out the gym, which is like 14 people, but still, we'll have some fans there.
I don't think there's even chairs for anybody to sit, but it would be great.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I was 2 for 3 yesterday with 10 points.
Marty had 2. I'm not a huge fan of
run.
threes. Marty hit 2 threes that were like NBA level.
I just want to get a run. I want to get a run. I'd like to play. So that's why I signed up. So we'll see. But you guys are undefeated. I thought you were
What time do you get home on Wednesdays?
10:30 at night.
Oh, no.
Well,
No, what I need is now that the football season's winding down. Thanksgiving is probably a bye week, so that extends it a little bit more into the first weeks of December. Would we win
You
playoffs?
stay
I mean, it's tough. I also don't want to break the
Pick 'em
rules.
from home one day, and
This ref doesn't fuck around. If we put him on there and he's not in the roster, we could get expelled. Like that.
I thought I
ref-
was on the roster.
You know.
I told
that
Dana
ref.
add me. I told Dana add me to the roster.
The ref calls 3 seconds. The ref calls a 24-second shot clock.
worst
It's
sign of a
crazy.
week.
Dana had 6 3-second calls.
Sign of a weak ref. That's a rule that violation has been out. It's phased
6.
out of the game.
Just no fucking around.
These guys run.
See,
Does the ref run the floor?
Oh,
That's a lot
I
better.
will-
That's a lot better than having these intramural refs that just let you turn into a cage fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then there's
Oh.
no boundaries.
There was no
whatsoever.
yesterday. There was like almost no flow at one point. It was like foul.
What sign?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have a happy
Depends.
medium.
I gotta start working my guys in there.
The same refs every time.
Same ref. He refs 3 games a night.
Yeah, cash, right?
I don't know the
I don't know.
payments.
What's
Hope he
Donahue
reports
doing?
it.
He's probably on the market.
Yeah,
I hope he reports it.
I'd love for you to ref with him one time.
I almost got thrown out of the first game. He takes it seriously.
Yeah, you did. You almost get ran out.
Where were you saying that almost got you thrown out?
He ran on the court.
Ran in the court,
yelling
screaming at him. I had to protect my guys.
Why don't you throw a little chair out there? Be a little
Clemmer
Bobby Knight.
Clemmer bought.
I don't yell at them
the-
about calls. I yell at them about positioning and mechanics.
Yeah, I know.
About running.
I know. Clemmer bought the whole team first round last night.
They earned
You
it.
guys do that wrong. You should pack a cooler every week.
I went to the bar. I had a good look.
Yeah.
We had
You rotate who brings it, and then if you're not the last, you watch a little bit of the next game.
Where do you can't really? There's not much.
It's not- yeah.
It's
Not
a
much to
very
sit
small
down.
It's a
gym.
great bar across the street. We had a great time.
All right, fair enough. All right, so NFL tonight.
Wait, can we do the Michigan shit? Because we haven't done it yet.
You haven't done it yet?
No,
Okay,
we haven't
yeah,
really
all right.
talked about it. I want to talk about it with Big Ev, and I also want to ask you a question before you get into Ohio State mode, because I just saw your whole entire face change into like a mode. Like it wasn't Big Ev mode. It was Ohio State Big Ev mode. I tweeted this, and everyone's like, "Oh, whatever, stupid comments." But it was like I said, teams change their play calling every week. No, like
signs
signals?
like so. I don't. The offensive like play call signs are tough because the biggest solution for this, like it's stupid that it's not a thing, is it should just be like the NFL where like you can talk to the quarterback in a helmet.
Matt Rule said
That would make like
Perfect.
I think Day said the same thing. Like it would be,
100%.
it should have been a thing for a long time. I don't know why they haven't had
But
it.
it's
Like,
not-
the technology's been around forever.
The
That
solution's very easy. I 100% understand it. But I say when Ohio State sits down and is watching film, the film is also showing the Michigan or whoever they're playing sidelines, whatever the coach is doing it. If they really wanted to.
but the tape is more like on the like if you watch like the all 22, you're not really you're not really seeing like the signs. And also if you notice too, most places I really noticed it going to the USC game last week. We were on like the USC sideline and we had good seats like right behind Lincoln Riley, and there's usually a guy there that's almost like blocking the signs. Like he literally holds up basically a tarp with like 2 poles on each side in front of the signs that either he's making or because they either have signs or obviously you've seen like the play cards. I think they've gone away from the play cards and try to more do like the signs.
Oh, there was a while where like K. Marco's face.
Yeah,
It was like a
you see
play for
Barstool
Michigan
shit all the
State.
time.
Yeah.
We've seen guys
Yeah.
like Big Cat to Dave to like Pizza, like Frank the Tank. We've seen like a ton of guys here be signs and stuff like that.
But that's the easiest short-term solution. Just have 2 interns. Boom. Hold some flags up. And there's a million people on the football sideline.
That's what I'm saying. That the USC they did it, and I think most teams like do.
There's
do
three.
that.
There's 3 guys usually doing signs. There's the decoy guy,
Yeah.
decoy guys, and that, and they change.
You'll
up
notice usually
the actual guy.
Usually a big sign guy. He wears an off color. Like for example, you're at Ohio State. Like he might wear green. for
Carolina
example.
blue or green.
Like you wear
yeah.
just like so you can stand, or they'll have like 3 different guys, almost like different colors, so that like you can clearly like I noticed Lincoln Riley, like for example, like he wore all white, and everyone else was wearing like the Trojan colors.
Jesus.
So he could stand out the most. Obviously, you can see him clearly and get the signs.
Rico, what was your D3 move? Because we were still running over to the coach and getting the play and running right back.
I think it was usually that, or they were still subbing a guy, subbing a wide receiver to tell. I wasn't on the offense. I really, to be honest with you, I didn't know.
Quarterback just have the armband.
Yeah,
just give him like 22, and you're just like, all right, like what's 22 on the?
Oh, you
the
can
wristband?
decipher that though.
Yeah.
No, that's why no one does that because that'd be easy. Yeah. Or you can just change the numbers each week. But
right.
But a lot of these coaches haven't. A lot of the coaches coming out. Dion came out. Someone else said someone's like, listen, you can mail us the plays. You still got to stop it no matter what. Like I think that's a. I think that there's two things. What exactly is he doing illegal? This guy.
You're not you're not allowed to.
Not allowed to in-person.
You're not allowed to in-person where like you're literally going like sending a representative to the games. And a lot of times, remember, he would have like a guy on each sideline. If there was like for example, like if the college football playoff, for example, like he had someone on each sideline for Ohio State, Georgia, because they lost because he's a loser and he can't win a playoff game to save his life. Days won it, no big deal. But he would send a guy, for example, on each sideline and have them like for example, like right behind the 50-yard line, behind each sideline, and have them videotape the other guy's signs, like literally with a phone, like recording their signs the entire game. And then like obviously you go back and put them in with the footage to the plays, so you can literally know exactly what like hand signals mean what, because they show the one video, and I agree with the Dion thing, but I feel like he kind of said it backwards. Like where like I agree what he's saying, like obviously hand the playbook, like you still got to stop it. I get that. But he said that too. It's different when you're the one stealing the signs. Like it's not the other way around. Like that would make sense if you stole Michigan signs and they still were just like running it down your throat. But they're the ones stealing other people's signs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
Yeah, but but I also get his side because even if you know the play, you still have to stop it. It's
That's
like
fair,
also
but it's
like steroids to me. It's like even if you take steroids, you have to still hit a.
Of course, you got to put bat in the ball. Of course,
like, that's where it's like you still because also when you're watching film, you're basically know their formations and stuff too. Where that I get it's an advantage 100%. But like,
that's what a lot of it is too. It's like the tendencies of like what you run out of what formations, which that you you obviously can get from like true film study if you don't switch that up. But I mean, listen, me and Dave been breaking balls like on texting back and forth like all week, and a little bit on Twitter too, like basically just like subtweet each other. But I don't like I listen. I've made no excuses about the games. Like I've said nothing about like Ohio State wouldn't have lost if they didn't do this. I've never said that once ever. But it is bullshit that they've been doing. Like they've just been doing this. Like it is cheating. It's not allowed. And the narrative that like everyone's doing it. I mean. Like show me where is like everyone else doing this. I don't think people are sending like undercover people to games to literally videotape the signals. And I'm not even saying whether it's right, whether it's like true or not, but the fact of the matter is since they like started doing this, all of a sudden things turned around.
But why is that a problem?
What do you mean?
Why
like in the laws of whatever the college football, it is illegal. Like
it is?
You are not allowed, you cannot send someone in person to like sit there and just videotape.
But how do you know
even if it is a regular game that's public and you can get that info from a TV camera anyway?
But you couldn't get that info from a TV camera.
So you can't bring your own personal phone and videotape the sidelines.
No, that's like in the handbook.
It's in the handbook.
We touched on it on Pickup.
Okay. If it's in the handbook, it's in the handbook.
Do you know why that rule came about?
Spygate?
It's mostly that like some of the schools and conferences, like the poorer conferences, can't
afford it.
Can't afford sending guys there.
Hey, that's
like
fair.
Dave was like making fun of that.
No, that is like a big part of the reason.
That's fair.
True.
I didn't know that it was purely illegal. I thought
no, it is like because think about it. Anything you don't need to go to the game to get footage of the games. Like obviously you can study tape without going to the games and viewing the person's signals. You can watch the tape and be like, all right, out of this formation they usually run this, blah blah blah. What are their tendencies, this and that. Just the actual or the like key players, whatever formations.
Yeah, I mean that's breakdown of film. That's going on at high school level. Yeah,
exactly. That's like you can get that from TV. You can get that from anywhere. You just are not allowed to send somebody to literally steal the people's signs. Right. And I'm not even saying, like I said earlier, I'm not even saying whether it had a real impact or not. It's just the fact of the matter is it's cheating. And the other fact is since they started doing it, their success has gone way up.
Two things.
Two
One,
facts.
they're not going to do a single thing to Michigan. They're just going to let it happen.
That's the takeaway.
Two,
they have no power anymore.
They don't. But how else are they going to prove that they like Michigan actually sent this guy?
They have
like,
ticket
well,
receipts. They
But
got
it's
that.
his,
On the
no, but it's
staff.
his. Like it's just like maybe he was just going.
Well, there might be a
But-
paper
but-
trail
but
of
he's
the
a-
videos
definitely a
being
paper
sent to
trail.
the
But
coach.
he's an employee and he's a member of the staff.
Well, what's his job?
There's computer evidence.
Yeah.
What's
And
his
they-
job?
He seized his computers.
They have Venmo receipts, right?
He's a
That's funny.
He's technically a coach. Like he's on salary by the football team. He's a coach. Because even they showed the one Ohio State with the Ohio State game. It was I think last year's game. They show where like they make a call at the line, and then he literally standing next to the defensive coordinator and being like, oh, like about this, and you see that all of a sudden they like change signals into the defense.
I kind of fucking love that.
Hey, I have a question. So, like,
Wait,
okay.
the one point you didn't. Sorry.
Why?
The point,
Why?
because I'll get it buried. I'll say it quick. The point he did nail on, after what we've seen of these sanctions, is Michigan's a blue blood. You see it in basketball. What really happens? They're going to take away 4 scholarships. Even as bad as it is, they'll take away 4 scholarships, fine him, suspend Harbaugh for 4 games when he plays UNLV and Bowling Green.
Harbaug's out.
They are not keeping Michigan out of the playoff.
Oh no,
Moving
I don't
forward,
think, no, I
a
don't
blue
think
blood
so.
like
I
that.
don't
The
think
same with
so.
Kansas.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
There was some smoke with Kansas. The same with all this FBI shit in the NCAA basketball. The same Calipari has always avoided things like that. The blue bloods are good for the product. They will not hurt them when it comes down to
No,
it.
that I agree with. Like, I'm not sitting here being like, oh my god, Michigan might not be in the playoff
No
this year
chance.
or whatever.
They know with the NCAA, it's good for them. They're not going to cut off their nose to spite their face.
This seems to me like it seems very clear that Michigan probably broke a rule here in the handbook. But it seems like jaywalking to me. Like this doesn't seem like it's something. It just doesn't seem like a big deal at all. This seems so minor and petty and small. Like who cares? I understand if it's your rival. Like I hate the Yankees. The Yankees is something I would obviously make fun of it. But like it just seems to be so minuscule. I could be way off.
Didn't you have a real hard take on Houston stealing Steins?
No, I really don't
That's
have.
totally
I
different.
think that's different. What Houston did was.
totally
Is that totally different?
Oh,
Yeah, it was in the
Why?
moment. It was during
in
the
the
game.
moment. It was
You had a
in the
camera
moment.
set up at center field, and then you had basically on iPads, and the coaches would make noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
but-
So
but that- but that's
video
kinda-
I've seen of Michigan.
That's kind of what
sideline-
Michigan was like doing. Like,
Not in the middle of the game.
There's a video from the corner. They watch, and whoever they're playing changes the
It was
plays.
Ohio State. It was the
Everyone
Ohio State
turns
game
this
last
way,
year.
and all the Michigan guys start going like this. Whatever this.
So it was during the game. That's
during the
so
game.
I thought it was out. I thought it was after the game.
The guy's
I mean,
name is.
they scout before the game. They scout other people's games. Like Minnesota's playing Illinois. They're scouting that game at 11 o'clock. And then they play them later on. But yes, in the game they use that.
Also, baseball. There's only one thing
that's
that
worse
can
to me.
come. There's only one thing that can come. In football, there's different routes. There's different audibles.
Yeah.
You can change it. Baseball, that's why I think it's way more. It's a slider's coming. You know that's coming. He's not going to change it last second. Like
I don't like that it happened during the. I thought it was something. they
Is
sent after the game.
is it definite during the game?
It's literally
there's
they
definitely
have
evidence.
footage
Oh, I don't like
of
that.
Connor Stallions, like the culprit, literally next to the defensive coordinator, where Ohio State like makes it like they get in their formation, like make an audible or some sort of adjustment, and then literally Stallions makes it like he's right next to him, like gives the call in to coordinator signals into the defense, like Rico was saying, and then instantly the whole defense like, oh, like this, bang, 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 this is coming.
There's like
right here.
90 guys on the sideline.
They're all just like boop, 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 like this.
This is
like making a
also
signal.
why-
That's more than jaywalking to me. Then
This is also why college football is the best, because now there's a storyline with Michigan. They have a bye week this week, as everyone told me in my tweet. But I have a question for you. I want you to look straight into the camera. Are you right now going to claim that it's an excuse if you lose to Michigan, or is it no matter what happens, it's a game, whatever what's your decision right now on Ohio State?
I
you gonna make an excuse if Michigan
I said nothing about the previous games. I've said no excuse about the previous games. I haven't even talked about the previous games. They won the games. It's whatever. No, we're gonna beat them this year. There's not gonna need to be an excuse.
So right now, if you lose, there will be no excuse.
I've never made an excuse ever about us losing any game. Not to Michigan. Not in these last.
Michigan, but they make excuses.
The only excuse I've ever made was the Clemson game. Like,
You are an excuse guy. Lost the coin toss.
oh, okay. No, the only.
Oh, it's that noise! I love that noise.
What? He just
like went reverse.
He was about it, and he's
It's been a hot month on Ed for gifts. I need the sucking the dick one, and I need that.
No one
That's
even
what I
gifted that
need.
one.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not an excuse guy. No, the only time I've ever made an excuse for an Ohio State loss, I would say, would be the Clemson game. Like, not
That bad call, right?
Where we had the scoop and score and they took it away from us. That was disgusting. That'll make an excuse.
That was a
for it.
bad call.
All right, so
That really
I want,
robbed us of that
Dukes,
game,
I
but-
want you to remember this as well, just in case if Michigan beats Ohio State. I want no excuses of that they knew your place.
I'll tell you what.
But if I was going to make an excuse,
Mental note.
I would have made it already about the last 2 games.
I'll tell you what. He's
Like, this
in a
would have been
great
the perfect
spot if they
opportunity.
win, though.
This would have been the perfect opportunity to make. I'm gonna be watching in Dave's living room with his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
He's gonna be like, you filmed us and you filmed us.
Oh my God, I'm gonna run out.
Still beat you.
And the rest of the day, I'm gonna hang out in his beautiful backyard if we win, in his fucking $20 million mansion on the
if-
water in Miami.
you-
I'm gonna be kicked
if
up,
Ohio
drinking a
State-
beer on his fucking back deck.
Ohio State wins and Big Ev's just like shirtless in his pool.
I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be.
I think you should just go
gonna be.
full
Like,
troll.
I'm gonna be.
And you should
Dave,
get the
throw me a high note, Dave.
police involved to have to remove you from that property. You should be fully naked. You should go sleep on his bed.
We've already discussed how awkward it would be of me just being there after the win. And he basically said he has like a guest house and you can just hang out there. I was like, all right.
Well, no, but the other way though, if he loses, he's going to make you be around 24/7.
He's gonna make you.
You're gonna be like,
you're gonna have to be his butler.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna be like, all right, I'm leaving. He'd be like, no,
No.
no. You sit here.
Now, if we lost, I'd probably be like, take me to live. I'd be like, let's go out. Take me out. Or better, I'd be like, no, like if I was almost making a bet, be like if I win like a bottle service, live.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or like 11 or something.
The one thing I just wanted to bring up when you guys were talking about Ohio State, like knowing the signs, and Michigan calling it out, doing like the pointing up. The one thing I didn't understand about that whole thing, Ohio State had an inkling that Michigan might have been stealing signs before the game, correct?
No.
I thought that they did.
I mean, this whole thing hasn't come out to the last like week or so.
Okay, because I thought I read that like Ryan Day had a heads up that it was coming.
I hadn't heard anything about it. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But
I'll give you one though. I don't know how many legs this has or how long of legs this has. But I was talking with Big T yesterday. He's like, you hear the new thing. Now, this might be just conspiracies. Maybe he's spending too much time on macro dosing. He says that this guy, what's his name? Stallions went and looked at South Carolina against somebody or somehow had South Carolina like factors into this. And then South Carolina knocks off Clemson late in the season last year to eliminate a playoff.
Yes.
He's saying
that
Michigan is getting these tapes and trading some of these tapes to knock off other potential playoff contenders.
Like literally trying to make Michigan's path easier.
Because if they didn't lose to even if they lost to Ohio State, he's got an out that Clemson's out of the picture.
Yes.
This one's out of the picture. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're.
That's just.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but if they're.
No.
I don't know, Marty.
It's real. It's legitimately real.
Yeah, if you're going to the lengths.
Everything you read is real.
If you're going to the.
There's documentation of it.
Where's the documentation?
They just showed it in the clip. Or not in the clip, in that actual
It was
tweet.
South Carolina. South Carolina
what
beat
this is.
Clemson, and who was another? There was another playoff
Just
contender.
read the end of sentence.
that they knocked.
Look, if you're going to the lengths.
I'm trying to move. I'm trying
No,
to move
I
it over.
know.
If you're going to the
trying to
lengths
catch that,
that
yeah.
they've been confirmed to go to already, why wouldn't you go the most diabolical, petty routes possible? This will be one of them.
Yeah.
Like, why would you just stop at a certain level?
I mean, the man wrote a 600-page manifesto.
And I actually
Psychopath.
good for him. I like. Can I be honest? I
Ted
like this
Kaczynski
guy.
of football?
I'm a huge fan of this guy.
He's probably like a serial killer.
Yeah, serial killer. He loves Michigan. He loves it. I feel like he's just.
I don't know. I mean, you're the most these. I mean, manifestos. Jack Beck said in his video, it was a good video. I mean, no one's ever wrote a manifesto like these never turned out good. Any manifesto has always been like a disaster, crime, or criminal, some sort of fashion.
It says may have attempted. That does not tell me that it's documented that he did it.
Yeah, but
Also,
it means
why Tennessee? No offense, like it's not like Tennessee was some unstoppable force.
No.
I think it could have been at Bama.
no.
No, but last year when they were
They were
like,
helping-
Tennessee,
They were helping South Carolina.
Yes.
I thought it was, but like I'm saying, why did they not want Tennessee to get in?
No, I don't think Big T has
they
a
wanted to
gripe
clear. They
against-
wanted to clear their path.
I don't know
Oh,
which
Michigan's
two
path.
teams it
If
is.
they lost to Ohio State, they wanted to make sure they still would get in.
Wasn't it after they? Okay,
I don't
I thought it
know
was
if
after the
I
Tennessee
don't
game,
know
but
if
okay.
Tennessee was involved. I'm sure it was based on Big T, but I forget the second team that he mentioned.
Common sense, Thomas Paine. That's a good manifesto.
I think that's a Cyber Monday deal.
first
just
game
have
I,
White Sox Dave write a manifesto.
first game I thought
Over
of
4 days.
First game I thought of with this report was LSU Bama
Why?
to get Bama 2 losses.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know
We're getting
who.
crazy. We're getting crazy.
I don't know who exactly they gave it to, but it's not. They're not only helping themselves; they're helping other teams. That's where it gets like really fun.
He's got a web of spies.
You just don't know that's true.
I don't know it's true.
That's what I'm saying.
telling you that there's a little smoke.
It could be.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be? You've seen, especially in college football and sports, the lengths people go to try to get an advantage. Why wouldn't it be true? Rico's right. When there's a little bit of smoke, it's a fucking atomic bomb.
Because I feel like that's like, I don't think you're that as a huge place like Michigan. Once it's out of your hands, you know you're way more likely to get caught. When it's in other people's organizations and Tennessee's and South Carolina knows about it and this, a lot more word's going to get out. I don't.
Or the Attorney General, PA, gets the info.
Sure. Yeah. What's that mean?
It's a Penn State thing.
Oh, got it. I just think that they were. If they're going to be, if you're going to cheat, you're going to keep it to yourself, not to the teams.
Yeah, the more you let people in on it, it's where
people there's.
Or if you're crazy enough to write a 600-page manifesto, I think you go to literally any length.
No, I think you're a sicko that you only
1% advantage.
I think he's only giving it to Michigan. I don't think he's that. Like I think he's.
No, but it's all to help Michigan.
I think that they got all this info.
Even doing the information with other teams, and then it was to help Michigan's chances in the playoff, whether it's to make the playoff or continue in the playoff.
Do you guys?
Which they still failed at miserably because they're losers.
They also had did you see the thing that he had a network of spies that were low-grade assistants? Like with other programs?
Yeah, that's who he was.
Big Ev's like they lose. I was like, you lost too.
Yeah.
We lost to Georgia. They lost to TCU. That was a big difference.
It is.
We lost to the team that scored 65, not the team that scored 7.
Frank having a Marcus Powell jersey.
Noah Ruggles.
Miles Powell?
We'd be champions.
Miles Powell?
He was
Miles
fucking
Powell.
one of the best Seton Hall players of all time.
I think he was scoring NCAA.
That would have been fun with that 2020 team.
He was on the Westchester Knicks for a little bit.
We got Brad coming up at 11:30. Dukes, is he on the back end?
No.
Dead air.
All right.
Yeah, get his thoughts on it.
I said no.
Oh, okay.
You said no? That he's not on?
He's not.
Oh, okay.
Yet.
On the back
All
end.
right. We can World Series tomorrow. We'll get to the game tonight if people have plays. But the real hard take I have, because it's only going to take a minute, the Bills have to make not win. The Bills have to demolish in this game. Is that crazy to say?
No, it's no.
Like they-
it's
they-
not crazy.
What if they just win though? That's fine.
It's not crazy to say.
It's fine.
They've been playing so bad.
They need to
Even if
change
they're
the
wins.
narrative so quick and get people back on their thing of like what's going on, because they look like shit right now.
I'm worried about their defense.
They look horrible.
Without Milano
So
and
do
Tre'Davious
Tampa Bay
White.
looks horrible too. They've been horrible the last 2 games. They can't get their offense can't get out of its own way.
They haven't been good.
It's been terrible.
I think I talked myself into the Bucks.
Me too.
I'm taking the under.
See, I talked myself into the Bills in a blowout.
I think that
Solely
that's
because of
what-
the line.
but
I think that's what everyone's thinking.
I know.
But me and Smitty talk. I agree with Smitty's take. We were talking about it, that I think it's either Bills by like 100,
100%.
Yeah.
or it's like a 3-point.
It ain't gonna be
like
It's a
Yeah.
13-9.
It's a good dog.
Bucks.
See, I think it could be.
Bills.
I like the over. I think they're both going to score some. I took the over 43, and I bought
Took
Bucks.
the over?
Bucks
did.
defense is good.
I did. I bought Buck. Vita Vea is questionable. I think he might play, but I don't know, I still like their chance to get on track on offense, especially at home with the Bills. I took the over. And I bought the Bucks at 10 at minus 120.
It's just such a it's such a disgusting spot because 2 weeks ago, hey, Bills are coming off a loss in London. Like they got a FU Giants game coming up at home, prime time. They're gonna roll. They show up dickless,
Yep.
Yeah.
literally castrated.
And then last week, same. And then they lose to New England
Yeah, and that
outright. As like 8. What are they? 8 They were 8-point favorites. Yeah, I was on New England 8-point favorites.
I think Rico's right. If they don't blow them out tonight, the wheels have officially fallen off. Even if they do win a close game.
Yeah, I think you start putting maybe 5 teams ahead of them in the AFC.
5?
Maybe that's an exaggeration, but definitely the Chiefs.
They're 4-3 right now. Clemmer was right. They might not.
All right, definitely,
Sneak in.
definitely
If-
the
I
Ravens.
think they will, but there's a chance, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
they
it's
might
like-
not.
Yeah.
Chiefs, definitely the Ravens. It's hard to put the Dolphins ahead of them because they blasted them, but
Oh, but
in terms of
can't.
true
The
contender, I
Jags-
think
the Jags
you
beat
can put the
them.
Jags in front of them.
definitely.
Bengals.
I don't think you can put the Bengals.
Bengals are playing better right now.
Yeah, but they're still just because
The 3-3.
games. Like Bills are still we're talking about the Bills like they're still 4-3. They barely win today. They're 5-3 still. Like, I don't think you could put the Dolphins because the Dolphins technically haven't beaten shit yet.
Yeah,
I think the Dolphins are frauds.
Tonight we'll tell.
The schedule is bad for them. You know, like who they beaten is very weak.
Yeah. So all right, back to college. Brad Powers joined on his normal day Thursday. Lot to kind of discuss. First one that me and Ev really got into a heated debate here. It got a little unhealthy. LSU finishes with 2 losses and wins out. Obviously, they need some breaks with Ole Miss not getting to the championship game, but they beat Bama, they beat Georgia. They're SEC champions. Is LSU going to be the first team with 2 losses in the college football playoff?
No, they need help. I mean, if you got a one-loss conference champ from another conference, or obviously an unbeaten champ from another conference, LSU's not getting over them. So they're going to need a lot of help. Is it plausible this year? Yeah, certainly. They would have a strong case. But, I mean, when you start looking at it, I mean, who's going to lose 2 games in some of these? Where are the other conferences that are going to have 2 losses at this point? Don't see it, man.
Well, the counterpoint to that, though, if Oklahoma loses 1 or even loses their conference championship game, I guess Texas would then be
Texas would still be in it because they beat Bama.
Texas would be in.
All right, let's say it's not Texas, because I think Kansas State could be very live to knock off Texas there. If Oklahoma loses the Big 12 championship game, and there's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts here, but if Oklahoma loses to a non-Texas team, or Oklahoma loses to Oklahoma State and then even wins the Big 12, with that resume, you don't think LSU with 2 losses would be better than Oklahoma's?
Man, 2 losses, man. That's the data points, too.
Yeah,
and then one of them is like a blowout loss, man.
It was Labor Day. We were in our bathing suits. We were in our bathing suits watching that game.
He lost by 20, what was it, 21, 24?
Why should they get penalized playing a hard schedule?
But they,
you get penalized by getting blown out in that game. Yeah, like you played somebody, they got blown out.
So that was my argument. Brett, you still got to play the games. Like, just the 2-loss thing. That's my argument was, for that to happen, you would need Florida State to go lay an egg and then lose the ACC championship. You need you need the Big 12 to just like implode. Oklahoma and Texas to lose another game each.
Pac-12's in it this year. I mean, a one-loss Pac-12 champ is going to be pretty
100%.
In my opinion, more appeasing than a 2-loss SEC champ.
For sure.
That never is the case, but this year it would be.
And the winner of the Big 10 is at this point a lock, regardless if they had 1 loss or not. Lock. I just don't. That's why when you do all the math,
I mean, there's a lot.
They would just need they would need the AC. They need the ACC and the Big 12 to just
have a wonky champion,
just implode totally at the end of the season. I think it's the only route,
or just have a wonky champion. Kansas State.
I would say the Buckeyes lose by 3 or less at Michigan. I would take the Buckeyes resume over LSU.
That's what I said. Fight either or. I said the Big 10 championship, a close game. They're both getting it over LSU.
Well, I guess that's I get it.
Michigan High, whatever. It's Big 10 championship.
Everybody likes to look at who they lost to. They got blown out by Florida State. They will have lost to Ole Miss by 3 on the road. But who has
5? But same thing.
5. Who has marquee wins like that? Compare the wins. LSU's 2 marquee wins would be better than a lot of people's. Like, what would Oklahoma's be? It could be Texas twice.
Texas
Georgia
twice,
and Bama holds a lot of weight. I look at that as
we're also talking like Alabama's just going to beat them next week. That's just what's going to happen. Like, we're talking about this. That's just going to be. They're going to beat them next week at home.
Well, that's when we can really start talking about it. Is after next week. That's when it really heats up.
Right, when it really gets going. But so the other one I had, big playoff picture as well, if you wanted to, or you can rank them most likely to be undefeated going into Selection Sunday: Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, FSU, Washington, or Oklahoma. Which way would you rank those 6?
Oh, right now, I think Michigan's the most dominant team. Even though they got 2 tough games, Michigan would be 1 for me. Georgia, honestly, would be 2 just because, schedule's not there in the regular season. And I'm not sure Alabama's there, even in the SEC championship game. Florida State be the 3rd team. But with North Carolina losing, Clemson's no longer there. Miami has been hit or miss. Florida State probably be the 3rd most likely.
And then what?
Oklahoma's up there, but they're going to be an underdog to Texas. So the first 3 teams I mentioned are going to be favored in all their remaining games.
So Washington, way down that list. Is that just because the Pac-12
Nah, they'd probably be fourth.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm pretty shook after last week. I mean, that should have been a loss. That wasn't fluky. I mean, it was fluky that Washington won the game outright. I don't know. Tough road. I mean, they still got 3 tough games left, so we'll see.
Tell you that one in Corvallis in a few weeks.
Big one.
That's gonna be a
Yes,
tough
very
one.
tough. Less than a field goal favorite right now in that game.
Big one.
And I would favor in Pac-12 championship game, if they play Oregon again, I would favor Oregon over Washington.
I would as well. I agree.
Yeah, Big Cat flipped his future, cashed out of a profit out of Washington. He's now in on Oregon.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I
thought it was gonna be
Dave's reaction. Dave
took
goes,
the profit and put it on Oregon.
yeah, Dave goes, I don't know if that'll ever work out in the history of gambling, but Dan's like, yeah, I know, but it is what it is. So that's
House money.
the thought process. All right, I got 6. We'll obviously get to your card, best plays, different things like that. Not the best slate, but there are 6 games that really kind of hold weight in terms of big ones. I'll start with this one. My best bet, I think Georgia rolls in terms of Florida. Which way are you looking at that one? I think a lot of people are looking at Georgia. They haven't looked the best. Lean on them. I could see this Florida game being a repeat of Utah. They flipped the field. Georgia just imposes their will. I think Georgia kind of rolls here. Which way are you leaning that one?
Haven't really bet the side. Can't get there. I got to see Georgia without Bowers. That's how important he is to the offense. I got to see what they're going to look like. I mean, I guess that they're going to lean more on the ground game. It helps that Ladd McConkey's healthy now. I can see it. I'm not against it. I'm just not. It's an in-game type of live betting situation for me.
Can I just say my favorite game of the week? Oregon -6.5. I fucking love Oregon against Utah. Fuck Utah. Utah's my team that year that I hate. I can't get on the right side of them, and Oregon's going to blow them out. But tell me what's really going to happen. They're going to lose?
No. I would lean. I bet Oregon. I'm not my favorite pick of the week, but that I think that's the right side. I'm not sure Utah can stay pace with Oregon offensively. Although Utah's offense looked better the last couple weeks, but they're playing a little bit better defense this week than what they did last week against USC. So I think Oregon's the right side. Tough fading Utah, though, in Salt Lake City. They have won 27 consecutive games at home if you discount the COVID year where, the Pac-12 didn't have any fans in the stands.
Yeah, it's the toughest place to go. And Whittingham's just an unbelievable coach.
Yeah, I just took Utah with the points. I'm a Utah guy. You said the stat at home. They're just so tough and gritty at home. Their offense got a little. I mean, look, I was at the USC Utah game. Obviously, USC's our defense is terrible, but look what they got going a little bit with Barnes. We've talked about a little bit with Oregon where I'm big on Oregon, but we've seen some games like the Texas Tech game, like it was a close game. Like they honestly probably should have even lost that game. As good as I think they're not invincible. I think coming to Salt Lake City is really, really tough. I was able to get 7 early in the week. I think at -115. I feel good about getting the touchdown.
There's a difference of opinion in the marketplace. Early week money's on Oregon, but that 7 was a buy price for a lot of guys, including sharp guys like yourself. Took the 7 there.
Yeah, I want to, also with Florida. I think with the Florida Georgia game, I think for me, I know you see kind of an opinion. I think Kentucky was kind of that Georgia statement game. I think Florida keeps it close, but I agree with you. It's kind of tough I'm kind of saying that I think Bowers is so important to the offense. They might struggle a little bit. Also, I think Florida coming off that bat, you talked about the Utah game. They've looked pretty solid since that Utah game. They're much better than I thought they would be when the season started. Mertz has been a lot better than I thought he would be when the season started. I think they keep it, especially if you're getting 14 in the hook.
Yeah. I don't like the way the number has gone to outside the football number, but you touched on Kentucky. You want to try and get an opinion on Tennessee, Kentucky?
Yeah, I would say Kentucky, Tennessee. I kind of like Kentucky. I'm curious what you think about it. I've seen a lot of people on both sides.
Yeah, a lot of tough handicap. Power ratings say Tennessee. Situation says Kentucky. Tennessee off 2 big performances, or at least big games. Texas A&M game, and they played pretty well at least for a half last week against Alabama. Kentucky's off a bye. I don't know. Kentucky, the one outlier is the Florida game. They dominated Florida. Other than that, I haven't been impressed in Kentucky in any game. So I think they're kind of fraudulent. But it really comes down to this. What Joe Milton's going to show up? First half against Alabama or second half against Alabama? I mean, that's just what it's going to come down to, in my opinion. I'm more on the Tennessee side if you have to narrow it down for me.
We touched on Oklahoma being shaky to go undefeated, even in a weak Big 12. People are always like, the Big 12. I think the Big 12 is a great conference. I do think it's a down year this year. But next 2 weeks, Kansas and Oklahoma State. Obviously, it makes sense. You know, Bedlam is where you would say they would most likely to lose, but clear look-ahead type spot here against Kansas. The kid Beam can throw it around the rock. I know they lost Daniels, but is Kansas primed for an upset here, or you think Oklahoma is a little bit different?
No, I mean, I didn't bet this one. You can talk me into either side. Power rating say Oklahoma, but again, just situationally says Kansas off the bye. I'm not buying Oklahoma. I mean, I know the Texas performance was great, but every time I turn them on, I'm not impressed, including last week surviving UCF. Less than impressive performance the first 3 quarters against SMU. The Cincinnati game, I wasn't that impressed with them. I don't know. I'm just not buying them yet. They're a good team, not a great team. So I think it's likely that they trip up in one of these spots here next couple of weeks.
Does it hold a little bit of weight, though, that Oklahoma's surviving those games 16-11, 31-29, like not, 48-45, and the defense looks like you can do whatever you want on them? Does Oklahoma's defense getting maybe a little more, is that holding a little weight? Like, is their defense a little bit better than we're giving credit for?
Yeah, I mean, preference for me, yeah. I mean, I like teams that can, stop some teams compared to Lincoln Riley's Oklahoma teams. But I got to tell you, you're playing SMU and UCF. It shouldn't be coming down to the wire on those games where like, oh, I'm not that impressed. You're not playing anybody really.
Fair. I think SMU's pretty good in the AAC, but
yeah, I mean, good group of 5 team. UCF's okay, but
right.
I mean, you're unbeaten. You're in the top 10, borderline top 5. I mean, I'm treating you like a national title contender. I'm not buying it with Oklahoma.
Duke, Louisville.
I mean, it just comes down to Riley Leonard and whether or not he's going to play. And if he does play, how close to 100% is he? I think he plays. But, man, the spot screams Louisville off a bye.
Yeah, he threw the ball 16 times last week, and then so that means if they're going to run more, Louisville's defense, I'm pretty sure holds people to under 100 a game. I like the Cards here. They were my sleeper pick in the ACC. I think they can get to that title game, especially with Carolina.
I think that's your best pick that you mentioned today so far.
Louisville?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't really.
Because it gets ruled out, the number's going to 7, so you got to think about that.
It's a good point.
You don't usually give good takes, you saying.
Thanks. Yeah. I also only gave it's tough that
backhanded a compliment.
He's looking to jump on me so quick. I only gave 2 picks. I gave Georgia and Louisville. So all right, yeah, I guess Louisville's the best. And then you love one out west.
Yeah, I mean I thought this line just stood out to me the most, and I've been a Beavers guy all year. It's that Oregon State, Arizona. I think 3.5. I'm seeing even some 3s. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, 3s are starting to show up. I mean, it's scary going against Arizona. They're number 1 in the country as far as cover margin per game this year. I don't know, off the bye, Oregon State's kind of buttoned up. They're balanced offensively. They're not going to overlook Arizona considering what Arizona's done the last 3 weeks. So, I mean, especially with those 3s popping, Oregon State -3 for me. I know it's kind of square, but I just think they're the more complete team.
Yeah, it's the only thing that I agree with you. I was Oregon State win total is my best win total of the year preseason. I bet them 12-1 to win the Pac-12 before the season. I agree with everything you're saying. It just scares me. I like that they're coming off a bye. That's the only thing that's different, but it just feels a little similar to that Washington State going on the road. Fafita, I mean, the new quarterback of Arizona, Fafita's been, unbelievable since he's come in. He's made them a totally different team. That's the only thing that scares me is we saw Cam Ward have some early success throwing the ball. But I just hope that as long as they can control the line of scrimmage, they can beat a lot of teams. And they should be able to win here. I agree with you.
I don't think it's going to be easy. I'm just, you're asking me. I mean, I think it's like a 6-7 point win for Oregon State.
Before you get to your best bet, there's 2 teams that play absolutely zero defense playing each other, and the over-under 68 in USC, California. Is that just like have fun and watch the over? Because I feel like they both don't play defense whatsoever.
I bet the over earlier in the week. It's up significantly. The one concern, I mean, Riley's missed some practice. There was some, speculation that if he misses the game, who's going to call plays for USC. But I could only bet the over in that game. Look at Cal's quarterback situation, though. They can't figure it out there. I like the Francisco kid. the best, but he got banged up at the end of the Utah game. Now Cal's off a bye. Hopefully he's healthy. I actually prefer Cal more than anything in that game.
Really?
I think something is really abyss.
I agree.
I took Cal plus 11.
That's a sucker line, I think. Like seeing USC against a 3-4 Cal at 11. Like you're
It's
like,
in Cal too. I got to watch them firsthand last week. That USC's defense cannot stop a nosebleed.
no, they suck.
Can't stop anybody. I mean,
I'm glad they're not in the conversation
Utah
of, like, top teams anymore. They were so fake. We figured that out kind of pretty early, I felt like.
They could still win the Pac-12, which is what's weird.
Yeah, they
I think they will. No,
I think they're more likely to lose 2-3 more
I
games.
totally agree with that. But mathematically,
they haven't played
there's-
Oregon or Washington yet, right?
It was my hot take. It's made me look smart. It was before Notre Dame. I said they'd lose at least 3 games. They lost the next 2 already.
Yeah. With the new clock rules, I missed the 70s and 80s. I missed I missed those numbers coming out. Boise, Hawaii. Now it's like 68. Doesn't really get you. It's like, what's your best bet?
excited.
I'm telling you, I love Memphis, UCF, 77.5.
Yeah.
And it just gets the juices flowing. I miss
In
it
the
now.
finals, 40, 45, 42.
Exactly. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Dukes, what do you got?
So looking at FAU Charlotte, do you have a side in that you like? I really like FAU.
Well, considering FAU couldn't do anything offensively for us last week on the best bet, we got a bad taste in my mouth there. You know, the money all week's coming in on Charlotte. Lower scoring game. I don't know. At the current numbers, kind of a pass. I think it kind of screams 17-13-ish to me.
Damn.
I mean, Charlotte's offense is putrid, but they actually have a legitimate defensive line, so I'm not sure that FAU's offense will have much success here.
That coach is a hardo, too.
Oh, the
Biff Poggi, I love that guy.
Man, he was the guy at
with
media
the
day.
cutoff.
At media day, they put something up, and he they picked him dead last, and they only asked him 3 questions. He's like, "That's it? That's all you got? Okay." He's like, "I'm taking notes." He's coaching in a cut tank top. He's out of his mind.
Well, isn't he some? He's like a millionaire. That he's almost just doing it for like the love of the game. He's like some big businessman that he's done well, and he's kind of just doing it. He just
Went to
loves
Michigan.
football.
Crazy.
Coach of Michigan. And then the last game I was looking at, these are 2 of my favorite teams for the past 2 years. Georgia State, Georgia Southern. It's like basically
tonight.
a pick-up.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, tough game. I think it's just sit down and enjoy it. The winner's going to have the inside track to the division with James Madison ineligible. I didn't bet it as far as the side. Situationally, short week traveling would say Georgia Southern, but man, Georgia State has been pretty solid outside the Troy game. I mean, they only got 1 loss on the year, so kind of no play for me.
All right.
And it would be, I need 3 to get Georgia State. Not there.
Yep. All right, empty the clip. What do you got?
You're not going to like this, but you know what? I like betting teams that nobody wants to bet on this time of year.
Love it.
Give me Vanderbilt plus 24.5 against Ole Miss.
Love it.
You
So-
just want me to
Love
have
it.
a fucking shitty Saturday, don't
They
you?
covered against Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I love it. I'm going to
Covered
take
against
it.
Georgia.
I'm going to sit there
Vanderbilt.
and watch Ole
love
Miss Vanderbilt.
I love it.
me Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Well, they're off the bye. I kind of like it. This was the time of year last year, remember? Sneaky. They won a couple games outright, significant
they beat
dogs at
Florida.
Kentucky
They
and
did.
beat Florida.
Yep.
They've lost 6 straight games, Vanderbilt, but none of the 6 by more than 24 points.
Okay, I like
So,
that.
and they played Georgia. They have played Florida. They played some teams, Missouri. None of them have gotten margin on them.
Who does Ole Miss have next week?
That's usually the case. He probably factored.
You know what? I haven't looked yet. They're off Auburn. It's scary because Kiffin is a type of coach who knows the spread, but they've had a couple of misleading
Texas
games.
A&M.
They're inflating their
It's not the best look ahead the way Texas A&M's played. But all right, a couple of pesky dogs, maybe less than 24, can win outright.
Less than 24.
Yeah,
big margin.
I'm giving you a big margin. Yeah, less.
1 point dogs.
You can have 1 to 23. You can have whatever you want.
There you go.
If we're putting them in a parlay.
All right, I'll give you a few. We'll go to the AAC. North Texas plus 7.5 against Memphis. I think you looked at North Texas, gave Tulane all they could handle last week. Another AAC dog got Rice plus 10.5 against Tulane.
Okay, plus 10.5.
Cover, and then wouldn't be shocked if they pulled a kind of an
Mine's
upset there.
Kansas.
How'd you do last week fading Memphis?
I did terrible, man. You were right. Quarterback was out for UAB.
Rico's been sitting on that for a week.
No, I
A week?
tweeted
I
before
got-
the game. I said, hey, man, you were right. At least you got the Memphis side right.
Yeah. Did anybody see him breaking down the film when he was dunking on me?
Yes, it was amazing.
That's unbelievable.
I
So,
watched it
I
several times.
told you I would.
yeah, that's our relationship. All right, the last one, quickly. Last week, you said 12 teams could win the national title. How much has that knocked down to this week?
Oh wow! Did anyone really get eliminated last week?
Yeah,
Penn State, I think, kind of. I mean,
I would
kind of, sort of, but if they went
Carolina.
out,
I would say
they're
I don't know
still
if you believed in it all, but UNC for sure, obviously.
there. Yeah, North Carolina did.
Maybe
yeah,
USC
So I don't know. We're at
was
like
still in that
10, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. 10 teams, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting way to play it out. All right, so we got Vandy.
Alabama's down to 14-1, by the way. Just everyone.
There you
just
go,
letting
jumping in
everyone
front
know.
of it.
Yep.
Give me the guy.
I like
who says-
LSU. I like LSU next week. We'll be
Oh,
talking about it
goodness.
next week.
Oh
I'm
shit!
excited.
I needed to now just have this fight with Ev. I need them to be the first two.
I
lost
just
teams.
got Alabama gear, so I don't need them to lose.
I think I got all my LSU gear.
All right, yeah. Give me the guy who gets Vandy plus 24. North Texas seems live.
24 and a half.
24 and a half.
24 and a half.
It's a football
Don't
number.
take away the
Learn
number.
the football numbers. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, Brad. Appreciate it as always. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate it, Brad.
All right. Take
Thanks,
care, guys.
Brad.
Thanks for
Very
having me.
much. Give me the guy who says Vandy plus 20.
No,
Oh.
before I even said Vandy, he said betting a team no one wants to bet. I was like, no, give it to me.
Yeah, no,
That's
I'm
the team
solid.
I also want to bet.
Yeah.
I'm all in on them.
That's
All
a
right.
good one. What else do I want to? All right, so NFL Bills tonight. Yeah. Anybody have a real love for the play?
I like Josh Allen to score a touchdown. The Tampa Bay has given up quarterback touchdowns. They faced some good, they faced Josh Fields. They faced some good, Jalen Hurts. They faced some good quarterbacks that can run. But they do give up quarterback touchdowns plus 140.
Yeah, Ritter was in last
Ritter,
week.
yeah.
Got it taken away, so.
Yeah, and no, he did score a touchdown too. Raiders did count.
Oh, right.
So that's three. So plus 140. It's not bad, right?
I've got a touchdown score for the people.
Yep.
All right, let's
All right.
go with.
His first start, Dawson Knox is out. Big targets last week. He finds pay dirt today for his first career touchdown. Mr. Dalton Kincaid,
Cade, okay.
the Buffalo Bills, first-round pick from the Utah Utes, finds the end zone today.
Yeah, I'm all.
Plus
Loves him.
Plus
Ev-
220.
Evan and I talked about it already. I'm in love
Love
with
Kincaid.
him.
I told
too.
I usually
All right.
wait for the show. I couldn't help. I told
Yeah.
Smitty who said that. I said Smitty, touchdown today.
Eight,
All right.
eight,
Five
eight
now.
targets, 8 catches last week for 78 yards. Him and Josh Allen are getting that thing going. Dawson Knox is out. My,
Maybe-
my
maybe-
pick is his catches and over yards.
I actually told Smitty too. I had like one of those weird, I don't know if you call it epiphany moments. I couldn't find the word, but I was basically doing some research, being like, oh, like locked in. Kincaid's my guy. Almost simultaneously got a DM from someone telling me Kincaid.
I also don't. Yeah, I love that.
It was magic.
Also, like, if you getting Stephon Diggs any time touchdown with plus money, I think you have to take that.
I didn't see it at plus. I saw it minus.
Plus 110 right now.
Is it really?
I think, like, I know that's
Love
very square, but like, I love Kincaid. I think it's a great pick. And he loves looking for him, like his tight ends at that point.
Again,
No one-
Especially, I'm so interested to see what he does with Knox out.
Yeah,
So
thinking-
interested
I
because
was-
Allen loves Knox in the red zone too.
yeah,
Fucking Kincaid could go off tonight.
Dude, Kincaid is he.
he's good.
Last year, last couple years at Utah, he was like their main weapon. They don't really have receivers. They always have good tight ends. They had a couple this year too. Or cute that he's been out as well. But Kincaid, he knows he's the guy. Like no one can stop him. The guy is the real deal. I think he's going to be a very good tight end in the league. I think this is his first chance to get like. I guess last week was when Knox was out. But like one of his first chance to get real targets, real red zone targets. I think he's a really, really good player.
All right, so we don't have Kincaid receptions.
The number I was seeing was over like 3.5, 4. I think over 3.5, 4. Great.
All right, I'm gonna
If you
be
get 3.5. That's a great.
I'm going to
number.
be boring. I'm going to put the Bills money line in because if the Bills are the leg that doesn't hit, does anyone have a real love for the
Is that
Buck?
was Clemmer say that or you?
I'm putting the Bills money line.
Oh, okay.
All right,
I
think
took the Bucks
okay.
plus 10, but
in a parlay. Think of it this way: if the Bills do lose, and that's the leg that hurts us,
Don't
now
let Marty
to
bully you.
we get to dunk on the Bills being frauds even more. So I
I
like
get the
that.
dunk on you.
Yeah, you. I don't want to dunk on. I
All right,
want to
so
win the
Bills
bet.
out.
I don't want-
You really think the Bills are going to
Oh,
lose at home?
I don't
think
at
it's-
all.
I think it's a
Really,
It's a
possibility.
fine pick. Don't let Marty be. a bully.
There's a possibility that they not only lose, but lose in such an uninspiring way. McDermott's out this week.
Whoa.
No, that's.
So I'm dead serious.
This week.
That's
Oh, well, it's a long week, right? You got to
I
figure.
think, listen, McDermott might get fired in the offseason. That's very possible. He didn't get
They
fired.
dropped to 4-4. You got a long week. You don't think it's even a possibility? I'm not saying it's going to happen.
I don't think so. My opinion. That's my opinion. I don't
rocked.
think so. Not that,
I like it.
I'm saying
I
it's
like it,
that
too.
it's been that underwhelming.
Well, what if the Bills offer us
if they lose, it would be very tragic for
three
sure.
first-round picks for Dable? Next 3 years
Take him.
and a trade,
Take him.
and then we fire him at the end. We fire McDermott at the end of the year, and
I
then
love
he's up.
Dave.
I love that man, but take him.
I love Dave.
You would take it too.
I would too.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so
Have to.
if you just go, if we keep it simple, Allen, Kincaid, Bills money line, it's plus 899.
Let's keep it simple then. Fuck it. We've been given fucking 34-1.
What's the difference between the Bills' money line being in and out?
1,004.
You're saying if you take them at 9.5?
Yeah, so you know what? Then the Bills don't have to win. Just those two guys on a touchdown, it's actually better odds.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. Like if it's
So all right, so Allen and Kincaid to score plus 1,000.
When you bet two guys,
How is that
score?
possible?
Because maybe it's like two guys
with
the same
minus
team.
450. The implied odds. It's not like you're adding a harder odds.
Still shouldn't go.
You're adding 3 instead of 2.
Yeah,
I know.
Weird.
It's odd.
Bills minus 450. I'm telling you right now, it's plus 899, and when you take it out, it's plus 1,004.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
None either to me. I'm not saying you're lying.
Maybe we
there.
cracked the system, boys.
We might have cracked the system. Because usually you add the 450 to juice it more up.
Yeah.
Even though it's like a little bit. It's odd.
Cracking the book.
All right, Allen and Kincaid,
Yeah.
2 touchdowns,
Let's do it.
1,004.
Let's go.
We're at.
Before we end the show.
I think we're over for 2 years, by the way.
Probably.
No, we hit like the first
We
one.
hit
ever,
one last
remember?
year, yeah.
Okay.
We hit one of the first ones.
Before we end, just a quick basketball. Because I'm all in on the NBA this year. I'm watching it. My Mavericks won last night. Easy win.
Dukes and I Celtics had a great
I bet the
win.
Mavericks to win the championship.
Knicks fucking blew it.
Sixer start tonight, baby. Yeah.
Question is about basketball.
I like the Mavericks.
Because I think that Kyrie Irving's like literally.
He's buying low on Kyrie.
Thinks Kyrie.
I don't totally.
I don't know if you guys
Kyrie's
saw.
going uncrazy.
See
I don't know if you guys
what's going
saw.
on in the world? You
He
gonna
was
buy
the guy
Kyrie?
he's the guy who broke down the. He broke down the huddle before the game, and he was the one talking.
I don't know if you guys saw. They went 6-10 with Kyrie last year. The Mavericks.
Well, they're 1-0 this year.
Yeah, so 7-10. Congratulations.
1-0.
Jesus, Clemmer.
I mean, that's 7-10.
Is that
Guy wins 4 men's.
That was a strong like
hour
What?
back.
just throw.
Kyrie
That wasn't like a
has
dunk
nuked
on me.
so
That
many-
was like
Kyrie has nuked so many franchises. You're going to take the side of Kyrie? Go, have fun
I
with
want everyone to remember this.
Clement,
when
can
they
you
are
diagram a slip?
it. What?
A slip.
Yeah.
Well, last question
Can't
before
play
we end.
Then you won't play for me. That's fine. We're
The LeBron shit's weird. Where they were like basically not letting him play. He was begging to play, and he's like, I can run point guard when Rui's in. Like, I can do these things, and he was pleading to get into the game, and they were not putting him in. What is that about?
Game 1. He's year 22.
Save his body. Yeah, that's what I was.
They're saying that, but it's like
Yeah, that just means the coach is probably gone at some point. If
it's just like,
LeBron's
dude,
not getting-
when LeBron James is telling you I can play, I can play point guard in the first game, like saving your body. I get it in game 45, not the first game, where it's like you're playing. I understand you don't want to overuse him, but I found that very odd, and no one usually tells him no.
this is his 21st year, and he's still probably going to get MVP. But
He looks
that's
better.
Incredible.
He looked great in that.
Well, he looked great to start the year last year. He's so old and he breaks down, but not breaks down like, he's still so good. Don't get me wrong. But he does look better to start the season. He's done that for the last couple of years.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I thought it's just hearing him mic'd up and him saying like, I can play.
It is weird.
Is very odd. And Wemby last night, he was fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think he only shot 9 times, which is, I think Grant Williams was kind of like on him though. Like he was in
They
his
told
face.
him not to shoot a lot. I think that Popovich before the game, I heard it in the ESPN. They were like, "Save your energy for defense."
I think it's smart early on. Like let him keep developing because
It's figured out.
He's such a good rim protector. That was almost a little bit what they did with AD at Kentucky.
And I don't know.
Your defense right now is so above your offense. Keep working.
He does look so.
He looks like he's a freak when he's in there.
He
He's
looks like
so
an alien
tall.
out
his arms are
He is
insanely
so
long.
tall.
Also, in the car to the game yesterday, the whole car laughed at me about Derek Lively. He was unbelievable last night.
He played good last night. He did,
True.
for sure.
Marty speaks truth.
I hate that I'm going to have to be a Mavericks person the entire year.
Yeah, it's
That's
rough.
tough. Have fun with that.
There's going to be a point in time when being the Kyrie guy is going to be really tough.
Well, I'm
You
a
have to weather that
on the
storm.
court Kyrie, not
this
off the
work-
court.
It's
But
all the
it's
same.
It still ends up being.
I'm
this
just
day
saying I like.
Separate that art from the artist when
I do.
the anti-Semitism comes out again.
I'm the on the court guy. That's who I am. I don't.
Well, even
Don't
on
what
the
he
court,
says.
though, Kyrie's been a problem.
Fantastic.
No, but it
good on the
affects.
court.
He's one of the best point guards we'll ever see.
Individually talent-wise, yes. You put him on a team, Different story.
Yeah.
It just is.
Adding Kyrie has proven that just adding a very good talent to your basketball team doesn't actually make your basketball team better.
This,
Does that
I
make
mean,
sense?
It does, dude. It makes a lot. I mean, the
Luka-
proof's in the
Luka-
pudding.
to your defense, Mush, this might be his last chance.
Yeah, that's kind
Really?
of what I'm going on. Like, he knows he needs to work with Luka completely, and like it's a younger team. Like, he can rally them around. He looked like he was like part of the team yesterday. We didn't look like a
Yeah, but I mean, judging
Lose 2 out of 3 and
Yeah.
see how that goes.
that switch could flip instantly.
Right, because
you know that.
he starts going down a negative
I think
road.
he does these crazy tweets now that he's found some person that he believes in, and that's what all I need from him.
All right.
I have any thoughts in the Knicks game?
I mean, the free throws are the reason they lost. I mean, you can't shoot like 14 for 26 from the line, and when you lose by 4, they just shot Harvey from free throw line.
I was traveling last night, so I didn't get eyes on that game.
I watched the whole
TV.
game. The Knicks quickly played his ass off. He played awesome.
He's great.
Brunson had a little bit of an off night.
I think we got to get rid of Randall, though, right? That's probably.
I'm more like I've become a Randall.
Seen a lot of
I've
that.
become a Randall defender as a Knicks fan.
Rico, Evan and I talked about this. What do you think about the offer that was put forth to the Sixers allegedly?
What was it?
It was Randall, Barrett, Fournier, and Mitchell Robinson. They said 3 of those 4 and at least 2 to 3 first-round picks.
For who? Embiid?
For Embiid.
Embiid.
I said it was a lot.
No chance.
I'm like I love RJ Barrett.
Way too much.
I want
I
RJ Barrett
take
to
that 1,000%.
Yeah, but then it's just Brunson and Embiid, and I love Brunson. He's a great player, but I mean, you're kind of putting Embiid in the same situation to try to win.
So I just think like you're losing 3 like really good players. And then your
Really
draft
good?
cap-
Like, Fournier is not.
I'm not. No, I was considering Fournier. Like Robinson's a good center, and then Randall's
you're getting
really
the-
good.
it would be
Raj's very good.
essentially Randall, Barrett, 3 first-round picks, and like somebody
3
like
first-round picks is
They would want Robinson because they need
Probably.
the center.
Yeah.
probably.
3 first-round picks is a little where it gets a little.
That's what I'm saying. You're
way
giving
too-
3
Yeah.
good starters.
That's too
and-
much.
And Randall, as much as people shit on Randall for the playoffs, he's been an all NBA guy the last couple of years. Like he's really good.
Yeah.
Like legit averaged like 24, 11, and 5.
You're only getting Embiid back. You're not
The
getting
MVP
anything else back.
the MVP of the league, baby.
You're not getting anything. they're not
As I
getting
said, it's a
nothing.
lot.
You got to give somebody else.
It would just-
MVP.
it would just gut
He's
the-
the MVP.
They got to give us at least Pat Bev.
They probably toss.
It would
Pat
definitely
Bev
throw
on
Pat
there.
Bev. 100.
I would love to see, because I said Pat.
Yeah. Pat Bev and Furcon.
Me and Rico said that we're like not even a thought for the Knicks. I was like,
he wouldn't even
he's
acknowledge.
like, no, and I would love to be like, oh, come on, Pat, you're not
The
sure
first time, walking through.
Bro, he'd be
when
in
he
his
first
own-
came in, I'm like, Pat, wouldn't even consider the Knicks. He didn't even look at me. He's like, no. Now we talk a little bit, but yeah, he was.
Yeah, I said
no
it to him
chance
too.
on
He
that.
was like, no, he was.
He's working this office full time.
Yeah.
I would love it. I love Pat Bev,
Yeah.
great guy. I would love to have him around more.
He's a great Sixer.
He's a perfect.
He's a perfect.
He is literally the person who embraces the city.
Great
and
player.
He'll probably, if you go to Barstool Samson, he'll probably be there.
Right. Let's round it out with picks. What do you got, Dukes?
I was gonna say, do you guys have last with the NBA? Do you guys have a league pass team this year? Like a team that you're just gonna follow? That's gonna be so fun. They might not be like top of the league, but someone that you just like. I think the Pacers might be mine. It might be like the Obi Toppin thing for me, but with like Halliburton, that team, they legitimately might be one of the deepest teams in the league.
I got one for you. I actually got 2.
How bad is Portland?
I was gonna
I
say,
like Portland.
Is that where
Do
Keegan Murray
one.
went?
Do one, and I don't want you to
Sacramento.
take mine.
No, that's
I think I know the one you're gonna take, so I'm gonna take the other one. Pistons, I think, gonna be fun with Cade. Cade now healthy.
Wait, that was my other one, but I
Oh.
have another one too.
So what is it?
Magic.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Magic.
The Magic are fucking
The
very.
two Pistons
they're-
and Magic are gonna be very fun.
Those are both my teams. I love them.
Yeah, I like the Magic seems fun.
Pistons. The
I just thought you
Pistons
on
are a-
Palo, so that's why I gave you.
But also, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Wagner's like
really
very
good, crazy.
Cole Anthony, fuck him, but he's a good piece for them. He just signed an extension. The Pistons, we were looking at their roster. They're a fun young team. Cade Cunningham.
Hey, they fought
Cade
last year.
Yeah.
And Cade was out last year. With Cade healthy, he's a stud.
Oh yeah.
and like Jaden
Cade,
Ivey's gonna
Wiseman, Sadiq Bey is a good player. Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
They've got some real young talent there.
I think Cade Cunningham is gonna be a superstar.
He is.
I really
did
like
he
that.
play
That's one thing I
unbelievable
know
last
in
night?
my
Yeah, I think he had
Friend of the
30,
program.
he had 30 and 9 last night.
Friend of the program.
I'm saying Cade Cunningham's going to be in 2 or 3 years, he's going to be a top 10, 15 player. in the
Friend of
NBA.
the
I totally
program.
believe that.
agree.
Let's real quick. Sorry, let me tell you about Omaha Steaks,
I like
and
the
then,
Sixers tonight.
and then give picks that you got. Fall is in the air, and that means we're looking forward to crisp mornings, fall leaves, and sweater weather. More importantly, it's perfect time for fall grilling, tailgating, and cozy comfort food. Omaha Steaks has your fall cravings covered with 50% off site-wide during their semi-annual sale. That's 50% off all your favorite tender, juicy, extra-aged steaks like their Butcher's Cut filet mignons. Go to omahasteaks.com today and use code PICKS, P-I-C-K-S, at checkout and get an extra $30 off your order. With Omaha Steaks, the possibilities are endless flavor, and endless value on incredible entrees, scrumptious sides, decadent desserts, and more. Omaha Steaks equals the world's best beef, naturally aged for the ultimate in tenderness, juiciness, and flavor. Every steak and every entree is flash frozen, vacuum sealed, and ready when you want to grill. All backed by their unconditional 100% money-back guarantee. With 50% off site-wide, it's the perfect time to grab full grilling favorites, cozy comfort meals, decadent desserts, and so much more. Plus, you'll save an extra $30 when you use promo code PICKS at checkout, and every purchase is backed by their unconditional money-back guarantee. Simply go to omahasteaks.com and shop the semi-annual sale today. I'm just going to ride that parlay tonight. That's where I'm at. Plus 1,004. Marty, picks to round it out.
I'm going Bucks 9.5. I'm gonna piggyback off Ev. I'm going with Kincaid touchdown as well.
Ev.
Yeah, so in college, I'm on Q's +3. They've had 2 stinkers in a row. I think they bounced back tonight, catching 3 points at Virginia Tech. We talked about the game a little bit. Brad, he said he didn't love his side. I like Georgia Southern money line at home. I bought Bucks +10 with juice. I'm on the Bucks, Bills over 43, and Kincaid touchdown.
Clemmer.
I'm on the obviously the Josh Allen touchdown. I'm on the under. The Bucks have scored 19 points total the last 2 games. I just don't trust that offense at all right now. So I'm on the under. But Ev being on the over has me a little scared. But I'm gonna ride with the under.
Also sneaky. I don't know how relevant this really is, but Baker's been good on Thursday nights. He's good on short notice.
All right.
Just for the record.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that really matters.
He might. I mean, maybe it shows that he can be a quick study.
Yeah, he's an Xbox guy. He's a gamer.
Yep. Smitty, what do you got?
I got everything Dalton Kincaid, catches, over yards, touchdowns. I got Syracuse +3. I got Syracuse over 47.5 with Virginia Tech. And also hockey action, baby. Colorado Avalanche, Pittsburgh Penguins over 6.
Oh, I got to get into hockey. I got to start looking at the calendars.
Also, shout out Shay. He's got a nuke today.
That's the show.